The Catholic Church in England and Wales claims to have learned important lessons from the child abuse scandal. But with paedophile priests still in the clergy, victims question the Church's willingness to punish all those guilty of the most serious crimes.
Anthony Barnett reporting. Joining us now is Bill Kilgallon, Chief Executive of the National Catholic Safeguarding Commission. And thanks for joining us, Mr. Kilgallon. And of course, you're part of the new house cleaning benchmark, which a lot of people have talked about. And I'm wondering whether you feel that, whether you're surprised that these priests who have been convicted by an English court and sentenced to more than a year are still nominally priests.
Yes, I'm chair of the National Commission rather than chief executive. But you know, the 22 priests you referred to, of those, applications have been made or are in process, as you said, for 18 of them. For 4 people, the commissions that dealt with them decided that they would be better and more safely managed whilst remaining clergy, but they're not active in any way in ministry.
No, but the point for the victims, as they made clear in our film, is that of course they still retain a kind of status, that they are still priests, they're still named Father Coughlin, actually Monsignor Coughlin. I mean, in the book here, they're listed. We've got Monsignor Coughlin, we've got convicted for 3 years, Mr. Channing Pierce, well actually regarded here in the book as Father Channing Pierce. That endows him with an authority. He may not be at large in the community, but to the victim, he's still a priest.
Yes, and I think that's particularly galling for the victims, because it could appear that that person has not been dealt with, but the judgment is taken. It has to be exceptional, that because of the particular situation of that individual, it would be safer to monitor and control him in the community. And
but you can control him as a plain mister.
In some cases, it's judged that we have more control if they are retained within the clergy. Now, that's a decision that's taken not by the Church on its own, but by the Church in consultation with police and probation. And I think if you reflect at the beginning of your programme, Peter Saunders said the important thing is to make sure that these people don't offend again. The Church can't just wash its hands of them, saying, well, we've taken them to court, we've sacked them as priests.
But can you understand from the victim's point of view? Here we have a man convicted in 1997, sent to jail for 3 years, and 10 years later he still hasn't been defrocked.
Yes, because in these cases it's been judged that it will be better protection for people if he is kept within the Church.
So he's never going to be defrocked. I mean, the real question here is whether Rome, whether the Pope accepts the authority of an English court that convicts a man of child abuse and sends him to jail for 3 years.
No, it is not. Obviously, the court's view is accepted, and as you know, in England, all allegations are referred to the statutory authorities. They're not investigated within the Church. They're handed over to the statutory authorities. But it's then what you do with people after they've been convicted. And you could just wash your hands of them, or you could say we need to put in place.
But you'll forgive me if I put this to you. Given the Church's record on paedophilia, which is of course woeful and a mess according to Archbishop Nicholl, how on earth can you be regarded as a fit and proper outfit to look after these paedophiles? You got it wrong in the first place. Why should you now be left in charge with them?
No, we're not suggesting that the Church is left in charge with them. This is a decision that's taken in cooperation with the probation service and the police, as with any other sex offenders. There is a system in this country when sex offenders are released from custody that arrangements are put in place that will protect people from them.
But none of them can go around the country calling themselves Monsignor this or Father that. That is something which imbues them with status, and that surely should be stripped from them.
Nor can they. They can't wear clerical gear. They can't describe themselves as priests, as active priests.
This book describes them as priests.
Yeah, because technically they still are, because they've not been laicized.
But that's exactly the problem. Isn't the problem that the Catholic Church doesn't get child abuse, despite your appointment, despite the introduction of these new rules, you still don't get it?
No, I think you're wrong there. The Church does get it, and what you've got here is a minority of cases where a decision has been taken in the specific cases referred to because of the particular conditions there.
Bill Kilgallon, we'll have to leave it there, but
is that people are put forward for laicization, and that we strongly support.
I'm grateful to you for joining us. Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you very much.